विनायक नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदकप्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामः सिद्धिर्भवतु नो सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुमरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचरविनाशकरं नमामि। श्रीरघुराम चारुतुलसीदलधाम शमक्षमादिशृङ्गारगुणाभिराम त्रिजगन्नतशौर्यरमाललाम दुर्वाकबन्धराक्षसविराम जगज्जनकल्मषार्णवोत्तारकनाम भद्रगिरिदाशरथी करुणापयोनिधि। आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम्। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनूमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। अद्यतन पंचांगम प्लवनाम संवत्सरे उत्तरायणे ग्रीष्मर्तौ श्रावणमासे कृष्णपक्षे षष्ठी तिथिः 11:26 AM स्थिरवासरः भरणी नक्षत्रं till 6:05 PM followed by कृत्तिका ध्रुव योगः till 9:15 PM followed by व्याघात योगः वणिक करणं till 11:26 again always coinciding first one coinciding with the tithi. Then Vishti till midnight 39 AM followed by Bhava Karanam. Sarvebhyah Suprabha. So anybody recap 35th Sarga?
हिमवानस्य द्वे कन्या आसीत्। प्रथमकन्या सः देवान् दत्तवान्। द्वितीयकन्या अतीव उग्रतपम् असाध्य महादेवस्य पत्नी अभवत्। ततः विश्वामित्रं रामं कथयति कथं गंगा त्रिपथगामिनी अभवत् तस्य विषये सः उक्तवान्। तस्य वर्णनं 36 सर्गे अस्ति इति मन्ये।
उत्तमम्. So 35th, like we said, generally unless we know the real interest of the student, guru will not tell in lot of detail. Our teacher will not tell in lot of detail. Unless the student is interested and asks more and more, then only teacher tells. That's how, and they tell the story in such a way that the student will ask a question. They will start it in such a way that they will ask a question so that they can then elaborate. So it's a nice strategic way of teaching. So that's how 35th Sarga, as we see, Rama asked, tell me how is Ganga, tell me about Ganga, Vistar. But he briefly says, oh, Ganga, there was Himavan, he has 2 daughters, elder one is Ganga, and all gods came and asked her to help them with all the Deva Karya. So they took her away. Of course, he had another daughter, Uma, and she thought, oh, if my first sister goes for all gods, I should also do something. So she thought, okay, I will do Ugra Tapas and get Deva Mahadeva himself. Why, ordinary gods? I'll go for Deva, she thought. And she did tapas, and Himavan gave away Uma also to Shiva. That's how he ended the story. But if you see, where is the story of Ganga? What is the greatness of Ganga? And he asked, why is she called Tripathagami? Rama asked that. So it will continue now. Atha Shatrimshat Sargah.
अथ षट्त्रिंशः सर्गः
उक्तवाक्ये मुनौ तस्मिन्
उक्तवाक्ये मनौ तस्मिन्
उभौ राघवलक्ष्मणौ अभिनन्द्य कथां वीरौ ऊचतुर्मुनिपुङ्गवम्. So Uktavakye, having heard whatever was told so far by Vishwamitra, Munau unto the Muni, Ubhau Raghava Lakshmana, so both Rama and Lakshmana, Abhinandya, having greeted him that, wow, you told well. Katham Virau Uchatuhu, they again asked, or they said this, they continued their question further. Uchatuhu Munipungavam, what did they ask? Dharmayuktamidam Brahman.
Dharmayuktamidam Brahman.
Katham Paramam Tvaya.
Katham Paramam Tvaya.
Duhituhu Shailarajasya.
Duhituhu Shailarajasya.
Jeshtaya Vaktumarhasi.
Jeshtaya Vaktumarhasi.
Vistaram Vistaragnosi.
Vistaram Vistaragnosi.
Divyamanusha Sambhavam.
Divyamanusha Sambhavam.
So though Rama and Lakshmana have continued their question, their inquisitiveness, they continued their inquiry further. So that's Dharma Yuktam Idam Brahman, Hey Brahman Vishwamitra, Dharma Yuktam Idam Paramam Tvaya Katitham. Whatever you have told so far, whatever was told by you, is Dharma Yuktam. Very good. You have said it very well. Duhituhu, Duhita is daughter. Duhituhu, after, of the Duhita. Of Shailarajasya Jyeshtayaha Duhituhu, of the Shailaraja Himavan, his elder daughter, about the elder daughter, Vaktumarhasi. Can you please tell? You can. Why? Vistaram, tell it how? Vistaram. Please tell it in more detail. You very briefly told in 2-3 slokas that, all gods have come, they've asked her, they took him, Himavan gave away, and she went away with them to Swargalokam. But that is very brief. Kindly tell it in more detail. Vistaram, Vistaragnosi. See how they put, how Valmiki puts always the Visheshnas rhyming and together. Tell it in detail, because you are a knower of the details. Vistaram janati vistaragnya. Vistaragnya asi. You are a vistaragnya. So, divyam manusha sambhavam vistaram vaktumarhasi. So can you please tell how in detail about the elder daughter of Himavan, Divya Manusha Sambhavam, Divyaloka Manushaloka Sambandhi Vistaram. So here, tell us in more detail about her connections in purifying both the Devaloka and Manushaloka. How she is so great how is she so great and all, right? So tell us more detail, we want to know, is what Rama and Lakshmana have asked. Trin patho hetuna kena.
Trin patho hetuna kena.
Lavaye lokapavani.
Lavaye lokapavani.
Katham ganga tripathaga.
Katham ganga tripathaga.
Vishruta sariduttama.
Vishruta sariduttama.
Trishu lokeshu dharmagnya.
Trishu lokeshu dharmagna.
Karmabhih kai samanvita.
Karmabhih kai samanvita.
So, question is continuing. Vistaram, but what are the Vistaram? They're asking the questions upfront. Trin pathaha, the three paths. Trin patho hetuna, with the reason of three paths, or with the cause of three paths. Kena, with what reason? Meaning, for what purpose did she go in three paths? Why did she go into three paths, or call it three paths right now? Let us go stick with that word. Trin pathaha kena hetuna lokapavani plavayet. She's Lokapavani. That's another name of Ganga, right? Because she's purifying all the worlds. Lokapavani plavayati. This year's name is Plava. Plavanama, right? Plavanama Samvatsaram. That comes from the verb plavayati. Plavayati means it makes it flow. Flow in air, flow in water, but keeps on moving, makes it move. Is plavayati. So kena hetuna lokapavani trin pathaha plavayati. By what? For what purpose? For what reason is that Lokapavani Ganga is flowing in the three worlds or three paths? Katham Ganga Tripataga Vishruta Surat Sariduttama. All right, there are several rivers. In fact, my sister is also, your sister is also there, Kaushiki. But how come she became so popular? Vishwata, widely heard, which means very famous. Ganga Tripataga Sariduttama. Sarit is river body, water body. Sarit Uttama, a flowing river, not just a lake or pond. Sarit is Sarati. It is Sarit, one which keeps moving. So, a moving water body, how did she become so popular, famous in all the three worlds? Trishu Lokeshu, in all the three worlds. Dharmanya, by which karma bhihi? By what actions did she become so popular? What did she do? Kaihi samanvita. And by what actions? Kaihi karma bhihi samanvita. Dharmanya Vaktumarhasi. So the previous Vaktumarhasi is continuing with these questions also. You will be able to tell. Can you please tell us by what activities of her did she really become so famous and popular in all the worlds? And of course, she keeps flowing in three paths, purifying all the worlds that she flows in. Tatha bhruvati kakutse.
Tatha bruvati kakutse.
Vishwamitrastapodhanaha.
Vishwamitrastapodhanaha.
Nikhilena katham sarvam.
Nikhilena katham sarvam.
Rushi madhye nyavedayat.
Rushi madhe nyavedayat.
So tatha bruvati kakutse. In after Kakutsa, those two, Rama and Lakshmana, after they have asked thus, Tapodhanaha Vishwamitraha Nyavedayat, he reported, means he started telling, he told. What? Sarvam Rushi Madhye, amongst all other rishis also in front of him or around him. Sarvam katham nikhilena, the entire story or the complete story in entirety. He started telling. Pura Rama Krutodvaho.
Pura Rama Krutodvaho.
Neelakanto Mahatapaha.
Neelakanto Mahatapaha.
Drishtva cha spruhaya devim.
Drishta cha spruhaya devi.
Maithunayopachakrame.
Maithunayopachakshase. Chakrame. Chakrame.
Maithunayopachakrame. So he started telling the story. Rama, Pura Mahatapaha Neelakantaha Krutodvaha. So long time back, Rama. So in the last sarga we saw, right, that Shiva married Uma. So Krutodvaha, we talked about this word even in the past also. Krutaha Udvaha Krutodvaha. One who did Udvaha. Udvaha is a colloquial word for, the colloquial word is marriage, but the meaning is somebody who takes up, ud, up, vahaha, vahanam. He carries, one who carries the burden of somebody else is udvaha. And typically of a spouse for marriage. But the purpose there is you take up the burden of the other person. That means you take up the responsibility of their life. Is udvaha. So Krutodvaha, Neelakantaha, Mahatapaha. So he married, and so Drishtvacha, having looked at Uma, such a beautiful Uma, Spruhaya, purposefully, with all consciousness, Devim Maithunaya Upachakrame. So he started to, enjoy romance with Uma. Upachakrame, he started to, or he took up, he started doing the romance with Uma, consciously knowing very well. Shitikantasya devasya.
Shitikantasya devasya.
Divyam varshasatam gatam.
Divyam varshasatam gatam.
Tasya sakridamanasya.
Tasya sakridamanasya.
Mahadevasya dhimataha.
Mahadevasya dhimataha.
Evam manmatha yuddhetu.
Evam manmatha yuddhetu.
Tayor nasit parajayaha.
Tayor nasit parajayaha.
Nachapi tanayo Rama.
Nachapi tanayo Rama.
Tasyamasit parantapa.
Tasyamasit parantapaha.
Parantapa.
Parantapa.
So there is a reference. If you say parantapaha, that means it is prathama vibhakti. Saha parantapaha. Bhavan parantapaha. You are parantapaha. He is parantapaha. But when we address him, hey parantapa. Right? Ramudu. Hey Rama. O Rama. Alaga. Parantapudu. O parantapa. So parantapa iti Bhagavan. It is Sambodhana. So, hey Parantapa, he's saying, Shitikantasya devasya divyam varshashatam gatam. About hundreds of years. That too divine hundreds of years. Which means in our plane, it will be millionfold of it. The divine one day itself is like runs into one whole Mahayuga. Or one whole yuga. So like that, right? So divine, divyam varshashatam gatam, passed away. Hundreds of years passed away. In what? In hundreds of divine years passed away. In what? Tasya sakridamanasya mahadevasya dhimataha. Sakridamanaha. Manaha, we said one who is into krida, into play. He is playing nicely with Uma, romantically. They are in honeymoon. for hundreds of divine years. They are in honeymoon. So hundreds of years passed away. Evam Manmadha Yuddhe tu, thus in the Yuddha of Manmatha, Tayoho Nasit Parajayaha. They did not lose the war of Manmatha. That means they continued the romance. They were continuing the the tussle with Manmatha, which means Manmatha was successful in a way. However, nacha api. However, nacha api tanayo Rama, nacha api tanayaha asit. Okay, they played romance honeymoon for hundreds of years, but they didn't have a child also. Is what Vishwamitra is continuing the story as. And Divyam Varshasatam Gatam Rama, however, Tasya Sakridamanasya Mahadevasya Dhimatah Manmadhayutte Tayoho Nasit Parajayaha Nachati Tanayaha Asit Tasyam. In Uma, nor did they get a child. So thus it continued. Parantapa. Tato deva samudvignaha.
Tato deva samudvignaha.
Pitamaha purogamaha.
Pitamaha purogamaha.
Yadi hot padyate bhutam.
Yadi hot padyate bhutam.
Kastat pratisahishyate.
Kasta pratisahishyate.
Kastat pratisahishyate.
Kasta
So while
pratisahishyate.
Shiva, Uttama. So while Shiva and Uma were on honeymoon for hundreds of years, gone away from Devasabha and all, Kailas and all. So then Devaha, Samudvignaha, with all anxiety and anguish, Pitamaha Purogamaha, they all went in front of Pitamaha, that is Brahma. And then they asked him, what did they ask? Yadi Yat Bhutam Iha Utpadyate. All right, they are on honeymoon. Very soon they will have a child. Bhutam is their child in a way. Yat Bhutam Iha Utpadyate. That offspring that is going to be born or that is going to come up. Kaha tat pratisahishyate. Who can bear it? Sahanam. Who has the tolerance? Who has the capacity? Who has the patience to bear it? I mean, not essentially what the point is. If they took hundreds of years in their romance, then the child that is going to come, how tejas and powerful and grand and infinite will it be? Such a offspring, who can take up? Is what God's got anguish, inquiring, anxious, and they asked Brahma, Pitamaha Brahma, as to Yad Bhutam Iha Utpadyate, Kaha Tat Pratisahishyate, who can take it up? Abhigamya Sura Sarve.
Adhigamya Sura Sarve.
Pranipatyedamubbravan.
Pranipatyeda Pravidmaman.
Pranipatya Idamabruvan. Devadeva Mahadeva Lokasyasya hite rata Suranam pranipatena Prasadam kartumarhasi. So Sarve Suraha Abhigamya Mahadeva Sammukham Prapya. So they first went to Brahma. That means Brahma then said, hey, I can't help, man. Let's all go and ask Mahadeva himself. So, Sarve Suraha Abhigamya, they all went in person, in facing who? Mahadevam. So they went to the Shiva, Mahadeva. Pranipatya, they all did the pranipata. Pranipatam is, patanam is fall. Nipata is fall without any gap or without any hesitation. Prakushtena nipataha is pranipataha. That is that Sashtanga, pranama, namaskara. So Suras Sarve Pranipatya, having done pranipata, Abruvan, idam Abruvan, they said this. What did they say? Deva Deva, Mahadeva, Asya Lokasya Hite Rata. Oh, one who is in the Vratam is Rataha. Kasya Rataha, Hite Rataha. One who is in Hite, Lokasya, Asya Lokasya Hite. One who is in the, one whose Vratam is the Hitam of this loka, of this world. Such a person is Asya Lokasya Hite Rataha. And Sambodhana Vibhakti, Rata. Oh, one who is in the, whose interest is only welfare of all these worlds. Mahadeva, Devadeva. Suranam Pranipatena. See, we all have done Sashtanga Namaskara to you, Pranipatam to you. So, Suranam Pranipatena, by our Pranipata of all these gods, Prasadam Kartumarhasi, you will be able to give us some prasada. That means you'll be able to give us, fulfill our wish, fulfill our desire. Na loka dharayishyanti.
न लोका धारयिष्यन्ति
Tava tejas surottama.
तव तेजस्सुरोत्तमा
Brahmena tapasa yukto.
ब्राह्मेण तपसा युक्तो
Devya saha tapaschara.
देव्या सह तपश्चर
Trailokya hitakamartham.
त्रैलोक्यहितकामार्थं
Tejas tejasi dharaya.
तेजस्तेजसि धारय.
So, not only are they praying, they are in a way suggesting also. They are also giving the solution. One of the Telugu movie, a punch dialogue, they say, right, by Trivikram Srinivas. He slaps. This guy slaps the other guy who complains. Why? If you don't have if you don't have a solution, don't complain. He says, if you don't have an alternative, don't complain. So likewise, gods also thought, if you don't give a solution, just like Brahma said, okay, I can't say anything, let's go to Mahadeva directly. So then they realize, oh, let's propose a solution. Then probably there can be a quicker action. And if you just go and complain or pray, that doesn't mean much. So what did they say? Tava Teja Surottama, best of all gods, Surottama, Tava Teja na lokaha dharayishyanti. Let's first go through the story part of it, then get into the conceptual analysis of it. So, na lokaha tava tejaha dharayishyanti. These words cannot bear your tejas. So, what they are saying, Trailokya hitakamartham tejasi tejaha dharaya. You hold or you behold your tejaha, your tejas in a tejas, tejasvini. Tejasi. Tejas is the prathama, is the sakaranta padam. So saptami, locative vibhakti, is tejasi. In the tejas, in the Tejasi, you hold your Tejas. So that means there must be somebody, these worlds cannot bear, but there must be some Tejaswini. You kindly bear, or you hold, you leave your Tejaha in that Tejaswini who is capable, who is strong, who is powerful, and who has all that patience and capacity, strength to hold your Tejas. All these worlds cannot hold. So kindly leave your Tejas in such lady, in such person, or in such entity. And what you should do, Brahmena tapasa yuktaha devyasaha tapaha chara. You go and do tapas, Mahadeva. Enough of playing this romance. You have been on honeymoon for so long. We cannot give you such a long vacation. So now enough of your honeymoon. Do the final activity of giving your Tejas so that there is an offspring. And how do you do that? Not through physical means. So Brahmena tapasa, in Divya Vedic tapas, through the Vedic procedures. Brahmena means here Vedokta Ritya iti. So Brahmena tapasa yuktaha, you two become one through the Vedic, through the Brahmena tapasa. Devyasaha tapaschara, go do tapas with Devi and leave the Tejaha into somebody who can hold your Tejas. Tejasi Tejaha Dharaya. That's the solution they all have proposed. Devatanam vachashrutva
Devatanam
Shrutva
Sarvalokamaheshwarah
Sarvalokamaeshwara
Badham ityabravit sarvan
Bhadam Ityabravit Sharma
sarvan
Sarvan
punaschedamuvachah.
Punaschetamuvachaha.
So Devatanam vachaha shrutva Sarvalokamaheshwarah. So Sarvalokamaheshwarah is, see the word itself, how much of superlative degree is in it. Varaha or Ishaha. Isha is the first word. Ishate is the word there, is the root verb there. Ishate means one who administers, or one who rules, one who controls, rules, administers, governs, is Ishaha. Ishate is to rule, to administer, to govern, like that. Because you cannot have a equivalent word in English, so we try to pick probably similar words. So that is Ishate iti Ishaha. Maheshaha. Not, yes, I am also Isha. I am a Isha of my Gruham. Right? A CEO will be Isha of that company. But Maheshaha, Mahan, Mahateha Ishaha, of the ultimate administrator or the ultimate powerful ruler is Maheshaha. Ishanam Varaha. There are several Ishas, as we said, right? Isha of every home is also a Gruheshaha. We have, Venkateshaha, whatever Ishaha. So many Ishas are there. But Sarvanam Ishanam Varaha, best of all Ishas, is Ishvaraha. And Mahataha Ishanam Varaha, Maheshwaraha. Not just of Ishva, best of all the Ishas. Best of Ishas of the toughest things, of the ultimate things. That means this whole universes, several such universes. Ruler of all such, several, Lord of all such. Again, Lord is also an incorrect word in English. But unfortunately, those are the only words that we are known of in English, because they haven't thought of such terms. So Lord of all, the Lord of the best rulers of all the entities, ultimate entities, is Maheshwara. Sarvaloka Maheshwara. They're adding, Valmiki is adding one more. Sarvaloka Maha Ishvara. Is Maheshwara of all the worlds. Such Sarvaloka Maheshwara. Devanam Vachaha Shrutva. By hearing the proposal of those gods, of all the gods, he said, Badham. Oh, that's what you want me to do? Okay, good. Badham. Good. Iti abravit. He said, okay, good. That's all. He didn't say much. Then he thought, Sarvan punascha idam uvachaha. Okay, good proposal. And he continued. Punaha. He continued to say some more lines. Dharayishyamyaham tejaha.
Dharayishyamyaham tejaha.
Tejasyeva sahomaya.
Tejasyeva sahomaya.
Tridashah prithvi chaiva.
Tridashah prithvi chaiva.
Nirvanam adhigacchatu.
Nirvanam adhigacchatu.
So what did God say? In a way, now Shiva is romancing with Uma. If all gods go and tell in front of her, to him, that enough of your romance, now leave your tejaha in tejasi, in somebody who can hold it, who is powerful to hold it. These words cannot bear it. What does that mean? That means Uma also cannot bear it, is in a way what they are hinting. Right? So he thought, oh, okay, Uma cannot bear it. All right, you are all gods, you are all knowledgeable. If you think so, let me think who else can bear it. So then, Dharayishyami. Okay, I shall, I shall make her hold it. Who? Prithvi. Prithvi is the earth, right? We all know. Prithvi. Tridashaha. Oh gods. Again, Tridasha. Three dashaha. There are three dashaha. They are beyond them. So they are called Tridashaha. Gods are called Tridashaha. So he's telling them, Dharishyamyaham tejaha tejasya iva sahomaya, along with Uma. Prithvi chaiva nirvanam adhigacchatu. Nirvanam sukham. Prithvi chaiva. Go tell Prithvi, you all be happy. Nirvanam adhigacchatu. You all be happy. Don't worry. Just go tell, I will leave, I will hold this, my tejas with Prithvi and along with Uma. Meaning with the consent of Uma only, I will let Prithvi hold it. Why? Yadidam kshubitum sthanam. Yadidam kshubitum sthanat.
Yadidam kshubitam sthanat.
Mama tejo hyanuttamam.
Mama tejo hyanuttamam.
Dharayishyanti kastanme.
Dharayishyanti kastanme.
Bruvantu surasattamaha.
Bruvantu surasattamaha.
So he's asking all these gods again. Okay, you guys gave a good proposal, and I said I will consult both along with Uma and Prithvi. So you guys, don't worry, you'll be happy. However, just tell me, yat idam shubhitam tejaha anuttamam mama sthanat dharayishyanti kaha tat me bruvantu surasattamaha. You all understood, right? I'll again say with diction one more time. Yat mama anuttamam tejaha, yat idam kshubhitam anuttamam tejaha mama sthanat dharayishyanti kaha tat me bruvantu surasattamaha. If you are saying you all were worried that for hundreds of years I have been romancing and still there is no offspring, that means my tejas has been building, and you all thought, these worlds cannot bear, which means Uma also cannot bear, and you said bear it with somebody who can bear it. Who is that? Kaha. Who can? Kaha tat me Bruvantu, please tell who is that who can bear it? Who can bear my tejas? They're asking. Shiva is asking all the gods. Surasattamaha yat idam anuttamam kshubhitam tejaha mama sthanat dharayishyanti kahatat me bruvantu is what Shiva asked. Eva muktastato devaha
Deva
pratyuchur vrishabhadvajam
Vrishabhatvajam
yat tejah kshubhitam hetat
Yat Teja Kshibitam Hetat
tadhara dharayishyati.
Tadhara Dharayishyati.
So they all replied in a very linguistic style. In fact, see, that is how the names are. That is the language. That's the beauty of Sanskritam language. Eva Muktaha, thus asked by Shiva or Mahadeva, Devaha Tataha Vrishabhadvajam Pratyuchuhu. Vrishabhameva Dvajam Yasya Saha Vrishabhadvajaha Tam Vrishabhadvajam Devaha Pratyuchuhu. They replied unto Vrishabhadvaja. What did they say? Yat Kshubhitam Tejaha, yours which has built up, all your tejas, which has built up in this Divyam Varshasatam, in Sakridamana Sahomaya, with Uma that you have in your romance that has built up. Who can bear it, you asked us. We think Tat Dhara Dharayishyati. So we said Prithvi, he said he will consult Prithvi also. Prithvi and Sahoma, Uma as well. So they replied, Dhara Dharayishyati. Who can, so the question was, Kaha Dharayishyati? Who can hold it? The answer is, Dhara Dharayishyati. Dharayati is to bear. Who can bear? The bearer can bear. So Prithvi, another name of Prithvi is Dhara, we say, right? Dhara. Why Dhara? What does it mean? Dharayishyati iti Dhara. One who can hold is Dhara. One who can hold what? This entire weight. This entire weight or this entire burden or this entire one who bears it is Dhara. So earth means, and earth is only one word in English, unfortunately. There is no other defining words. We have Prithvi, Dhara, Bhu, Bhumi. How many more words we have?
Vasudha.
For her. Huh? Vasudha.
Yeah.
Vasudha. Yeah, so many words, right? So Dhara, she is the one who can hold it. And so all the gods said, okay, Dhara will hold your tejas. Dhara dharayishyati tat shubhitam tejaha, they said. Eva muktas surapatihi
Evam
pramumocha mahitale
Pramumocha mahitale
tejasa prithvi yena
Tejasa prithvi yena
vyapta sa girikanana.
Vyapta sa girikanana.
So eva muktaha, thus replied by gods, Shiva, one who is replied with the answer saying, Dhara can hold your tejaha, surapatihi, suranam patihi, surapatihi, mahitale. So see again, mahitala is another name for her. Dhara, Prithvi, mahitala, You think of an aspect, you have a name for it. You cannot think, so you do not have words. You do not have names. Right? You meaning the other civilizations, other languages. If you have a thought, then you will name it. If you don't even have a thought, you will never name it, so you don't have a word for it. So your vocabulary is not that rich. So it's mahitala. Tala is plain. Mahitala. So mahitale, in the mahitala, which is the Dhara, which is Prithvi, Surapatihi pramumocha. Mocha, he released it. He left. He released it. He released his tejasa. He released his tejaha. So by that tejas, tejasa, yena tejasa, by which tejas, Prithvi sa girikanana vyapta. That tejas has spread into Vyapta has expanded, has spread and expanded and filled into the entire Prithvi. Vyapta, Prithvi Vyapta, Sa Giri Kanana, along with mountains, forests, all other beings. Sa Giri Kanana, Prithvi, Yena Tejasa Vyapta. So with his Tejas, this whole world is now filled. That line is sufficient for all of us to understand. All of us are his Tejas. And this is the way to tell the Vedic or Upanishadic lessons or Upanishadic principles. A scientific principle which will be told as a sutram or a mantra will be told as a story in Ramayanam, in Puranas, etc. The idea is for everyone to, if anyone listens to the story, then we realize how divine we are. The Amrita Vakyam says, Vayam Amritasya Putraha, right? We are all beings here. We are not sinners. We are Amritasya Putraha, says Upanishad, Vedam. Vedam says, Vayam Amritasya Putraha. But that is one, Vayam Amritasya Putraha, 3 words. How will ordinary people understand it? So, this is how you will tell the story in detail for all of us. Of course, this is true, but you tell it as a story so that they will at least remember the story. And when they get the opportunity to be analytical, then they start to analyze, then they realize, Hare, this is what Veda is also telling. His Tejas has filled this entire creation. Prithvi means not just earth here. It means the whole world and the entire all worlds. All worlds are filled with his Tejas. If there is Chaitanyam, it is with his Chetana. If we are all intelligent, it is because of his intelligence. If we are all living, it is because of his life. If we are all strong, it is because of his strength. We might be seeing as part of the physical, like I just said right last time, we talked about Gotra. Kushika Gotra, Kaushikoham, when Vishwamitra said, and we asked, who has Kaushika Gotra? What did we say? We try to find our root, right, to a Gotra, to a Rishi. And in fact, there are 3, there is Rishi Gana, the first one in the top 10, sorry. And then further, as much as we remember and we want to claim, we go till there. The last one there is our Gotram. But we should also realize that our roots are directly to Maheshwara, to the ultimate Parabrahma, to Paramatma. We are his Amsha. That realization is automatically coming through this line. Tejasa Prithvi Sa Girikanana Vyapta. That means not only in living beings, not only in mobile or animate beings. Chara, not only chara, achara, to mention that or to highlight that, Giri Kanana, mountains, immobile things. Kanana, forests, that means trees, immobile things. Rest all are mobile, we know, right? Even water is mobile. Water is also moving, mobile. All birds, animals, worms, bacteria, every other being is mobile. So that is anyway known. What are the other 2 immobile things, inanimate things? Mountains and trees. Even they are also Vyapta Tena Tejasa. By Maheshwara's Tejas only, all of these are occupied, filled with his Tejas. And so, even tribals understand this and they worship mountains. They worship trees. A fool only can think those who are worshipping them as a fool, because he's a fool. All the Westerners, all the other non-Hindu root fellows, they are fools because they have never thought about this, and so they laugh at us. They continue to laugh at us. But even a tribal understands that Tena Tejasa Prithvi Sa Giri Kanana Vyapta. So forests are worshipped, trees are worshipped, mountains are worshipped, because everything is his Tejas only. He released his Tejas And who can bear it? Dhara can bear it. And that Tejas has spread entire creation. Right? If we can realize this one divine line of today's lesson, I think this is the most important line of this entire story that we can realize, contemplate. I mean, this should be our meditation. This should be our dhyanam. Sit and then think, how is this whole creation so smart, so intelligent, floating in space, so many bodies, celestial bodies, and constantly moving, but we don't even hear any sound. I have my fan here, and that is making sound. Whereas this earth is rotating around itself. Such a huge body is rotating around itself and rotating around sun, and the moon is rotating around earth, and so many more are rotating around each other. No sound, calm. Of course, there is Omkara, is what we hear of all that motion, but not chaotic sound like we are hearing of this fan or our car or any motor, right? So such divine thing. How is all this? That contemplation itself is dhyanam. And that is not even dhyanam. That is beyond. That is our tapas. If we can sit and just take this story of today's, this one line of today's, and get into deep contemplation. Wow. How divine this whole thing is. Anything we see, anywhere we see. And that's how Prahlada saw. He said, where can I not see it? Because sa girikanana vyapta. Where can I not see it? I see it everywhere, says Prahlada. A foolish guy like Hiranyakashipu cannot see it. That's the problem. One who cannot see is a Rakshas. One who sees it is Prahlada, is divine. Today I spoke at length, but I myself was delighted when I read this, and I could dwell in it, and wow, I thought I will share that with you all also, so that you also can get that divine kick, divine kick, or call it bliss, divine bliss of realizing it. Knowing it is one thing, but realizing it, and then that anubhava is the ahlada, is the anandam. Tato devah punaridam.
Tato devah punaridam.
Uchuschatha hutashanam.
Utaschata hutashanam. Hutashanam.
Uchuhu. Uchuscha atha. Uchuschatha hutashanam.
Uchuschatha hutashanam.
Pravishatvam mahatejo.
Pravishatvam mahatejo.
Raudram vayu samanvitaha.
Raudram vayu samanvitaha.
So next beautiful lesson, scientific principles, how they are told in a story, we will realize. In the previous line, we realized that Vayam Amritasya Putraha, and several more quotes like that, but how they are told in this sloka. This current sloka, 17th sloka, is also a beautiful lesson that we will realize. Tato devaha punaha idam uchuhu. So after he released it, then all the gods told punaha, they idam uchuhu, they said this, to whom? Hutashanam. Huta ashanam. Huta ashanam, which is Agni Devata. They told to Agni Devata. What did they say? Tvam Mahatejaha Pravisha. You enter that Mahateja of Shiva, which he released. You enter that. So what they are saying? Tejas has released. They've asked Agni to enter it. Don't go alone. Vayu samanvitaha. Go along with Vayu. So they are telling, there is Tejaha, O Agni, with Vayu, go and enter that Tejaha, they are saying. And that has brought the Chaitanyam in all of us, we said. What do we all know? We all say we are Pancha Mahabhutas are there. And any body, any material, any entity is formed out of all these Pancha Mahabhutas, we said, right? See the story here. Agni, Vayu, Tejaha, and entering, next comes later in the story comes when Ganga has to bear it. Ganga will bear it and finally give it to Prithvi. So Prithvi, Aap, Vayu, Teja are covered here. Akasha is of course there. All of them exist in Akash, in this space. So the creation is told as a story. If you have to tell these scientific principles, not everyone will be academically oriented to listen and learn these principles. So how do you tell them? You tell them as a story. So that they go, Agni, go enter the Tejaha, go along with Vayu, and then Ganga is going to come and hold you all, and she will hand it over to Prithvi, and then that Tejaha Sagirikanana Vyapta. So Pancha Mahabhutas exist in every being, and these Pancha Mahabhutas are ordered and have come through the Tejas of Maheshwara, and that's how all our creation is. How divine this whole, how divinely, simply, narratively, scientific principles are told. People talk of quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum studies nowadays, quantum sciences. Now, I myself cannot understand. My brother-in-law is into all of this. But when he talks, I cannot get it. And so then I think, if I cannot get it when he talks quantum level, in those formulae concepts and all, how will ordinary people understand? So today, because of the Western education, Western civilization style, the entire world, ordinary citizens, ordinary people are devoid of scientific knowledge. Only one who is academically oriented and puts all his studies into those textbooks and research will understand it. All others have no iota of an idea, knowledge of it. But our rishis, who are scientists, have thought how to convey this. Not everyone will be academically oriented. How to tell this to everyone, masses. It is through stories. Animate it. Make it a story form. And then everyone will know it. When they elevate to academically understand it, then they will connect and analyze, elaborate the story for themselves in their dhyana, in their contemplation, and they themselves will realize it. What a beautiful civilization was ours. And today, see, nobody has any knowledge, iota of knowledge of any scientific thing, unless they go to school and study like that. But ordinary worker, tractor worker, a butcher, a farmer, a cleaner on the road, our properties cleaners, right? How will they know? What are they told? I'm just trying to happily say that we are all blessed to be Hindus, that our rishis, our ancestors have told all of this in simple stories for us. Tad agnina punarvyaptam sanjatah shvetaparvatah divyam sharavanam chaiva pavakaditya sannibham yatra jato mahatejaah kaartikeyo gnisambhavah. So that Tejaha punaha tad agnina punaha vyaptam sanjatah shveta parvatah. That Tejas through Agni that has spread across has in one place formed as Shveta Parvatah, as the white mountain, our Himalayas. That is and so Himalayas are Deva Parvata, right? For us, even Kalidasa's Kumara Sambhavam starts with that first shloka.
Astyuttara disham Himalayo nama Nagadi
Raja. Astyuttara disham Deva Himalayo Himalayo Nama Nagadirajaha. That Himalaya, which is in Uttara Disha, is the Shweta Parvata, which is formed by his stages. Divyam Sharavanam Chaiva. Also, Sharavanam. Sharanam Vanam Sharavanam. Sharavana is so this is again I somehow think Sharavana is a very common Tamil word. In Tamil Nadu, Sharavana is used everywhere. Nowhere else we hear that word, but it is mentioned here. Sharavanam Chaiva, Divyam Sharavanam Chaiva, Sanjataha, which is what it means. Pavaka Aditya Sannibham, Agni with sun, Sannibham, like, similar to sun and Agni together, if they are together. Pavaka Aditya Sannibham, Iva Shweta Parvataha, Divyam Sharavanam Cha. Sharanam Vanam, Shara, a Vana, a garden of, or a forest of Sharas. What is Shara? Shara means Shru is the dhatu. Shru is to hurt, to destroy, to rend. So Sharam, typical common meaning of Sharam is Banam. Sharaha, Dhanasharaha, Parasharaha, not Shara. Because it hurts. But it is also used for grass. Because grass also, as Vikramji also told several times, and we know it will come in Aranyakanda, when they take grass and they will do the mantra and throw it, that becomes a big missile. Right? Yeah. So grass is also Shara. The rain that falls is also Shara. So several meanings are there, but Sharavanam here is more of grass, let us say. Grass or that green herbs based Vanam, the forest. Sharanam Vanam, it is Sharavanam. And so this is Sharavana Bhava. One who is born, or one who is born in that Sharavanam is Sharavana Bhava, who is Kaartikeya, also Kaartikeya. So if you see the Bhashyam here, so Pavakaditya Sannibham Divyam Sharavanam Chaiva Sanjatam Yatra Jataha, where was born Mahatejaha Kaartikeya Agni Sambhavaha. He is born, he is also Agni Sambhava because Agni brought that Tejas from Mahashiva, from Maheshwara. He brought it, so he is Agni Sambhava. He is born in the Sharavanam, so he is Sharavana Bhava. And Krittikanam Apatyam Puman Kaartikeya. Krittika is also these herbs and grasses. So Krittikanam Apatyam, the child or born by B-O-R-N-E, born by Krittikas. So he is called Kaartikeya. Stanyadanat Krittika Putratvam. Because these Krittikas, they gave they gave milk to him. They fed the breast milk to him. Agnina Dhrutva Muktatvat Agni Sambhavaha. Because he was brought holding the Tejas, with Agni brought it, so Agni Sambhavaha. So that is how Kaartikeya is now born. Kaartikeya Jananam also we have studied. See the Valmiki's rendition. In one or two slokas he tells briefly. So Kaartikeya is also born. Atho mam cha shivam chaiva.
Atho mam cha shivam chaiva.
Deva sarshi ganastada.
Deva sarshi ganastada.
Pujayama suratyartham.
Pujayama suratyartham.
Suprita manasastataha.
Suprita manasastataha.
Atha umamcha shivamcha eva devaha sa rishiganaha tada atyartham suprita manasaha tataha pujayamasuhu. Simple, right? You all understood it. So all gods very pleased that Kaartikeya is also born. So they have all done puja to Shiva, Uma as well. Along with all the Rishis, all gods have done the puja. पूर्वम उमां पूजयामासुः इत्यनेन उमातः सुराः भीताः इति ध्वनितं तेन देव्याः कोपचेष्टा जाते इति व्यक्तम्. So the Bhashyakara is also writing that. So I highlighted that. A little wit, in a witty manner. So atha umam chaiva shivam chaiva. Instead of saying atha shivam cha umam chaiva, even if you say like that, the chandas hasn't broken. You still got anushtup only. Atha shivam chomam chaiva deva sarshiganas tada. Even if you say like that, chandas didn't break. So Bhashyakara is writing by saying umam first. Purvam umam pujayamasuhu. First they worshipped Uma. By saying that, dhvanitam, there it is implied. What is implied? Ityanena, by this, umataha, by Uma, from Uma, or of Uma, suraha bhitaha, gods are scared or afraid of Uma. Why? They are guilty. Right? While these two are romancing, they came and said, oh, these worlds cannot bear it, give it to somebody else. Now that obviously means Uma will be hurt. So that means she'll be furious, she'll be angry. And so having realized their own mistake or their own, offense or whatever, violation, they were sort of afraid. And so they first worshipped Uma, is what Bhashyakara is saying. Umataha suraha bhitaha iti dhvanitam. Tena, why? By that, devyaha kopacheshtaha. Devyaha kopacheshta jata iti vyaktam. It is being expressed that. So Devi, Uma Devi is now angry. That means in the next few slokas, her anger will be expressed. Is what is implied here, is saying the Nana Tatra Uttankana Doshaha. Sa Rishigana, Sarshigana. Sarshigana, Gunasandhi. That's why I say don't read, say it after me. Because if you read, sometimes you might read my typos. If you listen and repeat after me, you will repeat correctly. Sarshigana. Atha Shaila Suta Rama Shanidam Abravit.
Shaila Suta Rama Idam Abravit.
Samanyurashapat Sarvan.
Samanyurashapat Sarvan.
Krodha Samraktalochana.
Krodha Samraktalochana.
Krodha Samraktalochana. With anger, furious anger, red eyes. With that, Shailasuta Uma, Rama, Tridashan idam abravit. And Uma, Rama, Uma said this to Tridashan idam abravit. Unto all gods, Uma said this. How did she say? Samanyuhu. With all anger. Because anyway, she's wife of Manyuhu Evakalu. Very first Namakam starts with what? Namaste Rudra Manyave. Manyuhu. So he is Manyuhu. So she will obviously be Manyuhu. Samanyuhu. Samanyuhu Ashapat. Ashapat means Shapam Dattavati Ashapat. So she gave Shapam to all gods. Sarvan Ashapat. Krodha Rakta Lochana. What Shapa did she give? Yasman Nivarita Chaiva.
Yasman vivarita chaiva.
Sangatih Putrakamyaya.
Sangatih putrakamyaya.
Apatyam Sveshu Dareshu.
Apatyam sveshu dareshu.
Tasman Notpadayishyatha.
Tasman notpadayishyata.
Adya Prabhuti Yushmakam.
Adya prabhuti yushmakam.
Apraja Santu Patnayaha.
Praja santu patnayaha.
aprajaha. Aprajas santu patnayaha.
Apraja santu patnayah.
Eva muktva suran sarvan.
Eva muktva suran sarvan.
Shashapa prithivim api.
Yashapa prithivim-api.
So, with all that anger, she gave Shapa, as we have expected. Because while she has been playing and romancing, and she is the wife of Shiva, how can you ask somebody else to become surrogate? So, she got anger, and so she gave Shapa. What did she say? Yasmat putrakamyaya sangatihi nivarita. I have been romantically playing with, we have been playing. Because of which reason? Putrakamyaya. Because of which reason? Nivarita. I am, stopped, or I am deprived. I am deprived of the opportunity of bearing the son, of bearing the child myself. So what is she saying? Yushmakam apatyam sveshu dareshu tasman no utpadayishyatha. She's saying, because you have deprived me of the opportunity of bearing the offspring of my husband, sveshu dareshu, in your wives, apatyam, child, na utpadayishyatha, you will also not be able to bear your offsprings in your own wives. Adya prabhriti, starting from today, yushmakam patnayaha aprajaha santu. From today onwards, your wives will be, without children. Aprajaha, prajaha is children. See the, again, beauty, the word praja. Aprajaha means without children. And for us, praja is citizens, we say. Hey, come on. Citizens is nagarikaha. What is prajaha? Prajaha is children. So that means for us, for a ruler, all his subjects are his children. And that is the divine level of our, ruling, rulers, kings, our administration. Anyway, so Yushmakam Patnayaha Aprajaha Santu Eva Muktva Suran Sarvan Prithivim Api Shashapa. Why? Because she is a Sapatni now for her. Because Prithvi bore the offspring Kaartikeya of Shiva. So she gave Shapa to Prithvi also. What is it? Avane naika rupatvam. So to gods, she gave the Shapa that just as you deprived me of the opportunity, I am depriving you all of the opportunity of having your own children. That means gods cannot have children in their own wives. In their own wives. Note that point. So, avane naika rupatvam.
Avane naika rupatvam.
Bahubharya bhavishyasi.
Bahubharya bhavishyati.
Nacha putra kritam pritim.
Nacha putra kritam pritim.
Mat krodha kalushikrita.
Mat krodha kalushikrita.
Prapsyasitvam sudurmedhe.
Prapsyasitvam sudurvede.
Mama putra manichhati.
Mama putra manichhati.
So this is the Shapa she gave to Prithvi. Prithvi mapi shashapa. What was that Shapa to Prithvi? Avane. Avani is the other name for it, right? Avani. So Avane is the Sambodhana. Parvati, not Parvati. Parvati will be Parvati only. But Avane, oh Avani. Naika Rupatvam. You will be, normally if you say Uma, then we can think of her as one form. Parvati, one form. Lakshmi, one form. Saraswati, one form. Krishna, one form. But Naika Rupa, Aneka Rupa. Prithvi, how will you say? What is her form? In some place she will be, desert. In another place, she's within USA itself. Georgia is full of greenery. California is full of brown, dry area. In between, that Midwest is full of white snow everywhere. So Naika Rupa, Aneka Rupa. You will not have one form, you will have multiple forms, so formless in a way, or several forms. Naika Rupa Tvam Bhavishyasi. Also, Bahubharya Bhavishyasi. You will become wife of several people. Bahubharya.
Kings.
Why?
Kings.
Several kings. Kings. Right. So Naika Rupa means Usharatvadi Rupena. Usharam is the desert, the mountains, rivers, mud, or marshlands. Several earth is of several shapes. And so it is Naika Rupa. And Nana Vidha. It is. Then Bahubharya, Bahunam Rajnyam Bharya. You see, Bhumi, that is why it's called Mahipati. Right? She is Mahitala, and Mahipati is a king. Pati of that Mahi, of that land. So landlord is the king, right? So Bhumi, and she keeps changing. The land kings keep changing one after another, one after another, one after another is one thing. Also, several kings at the same time. This part is ruled by one king, that part is ruled by another king. So Bahubharya Pravishyasi. So see the beauty again. This is sociology. This is social studies. Is being told through shapa, through story form, through a lot of emotions and drama, right? But what are we learning? That, Earth has several kings. Earth can have several kings. Earth is not plain. It has several shapes, several properties in different regions. It is not one plane. So simply told, right? As a story, as an animated dramatic story. So, Bahubharya means Bahunam Rajnyam Bharya. Nacha Putra Krutam Pritim Mat Krodha Kalishi Krita. I will make sure that you will not be pure. Mat Putra Krutam. Putra Krutam Pritim, sorry. You thought you got Kaartikeya, but I will not give you that happiness. I will make sure that you are Kalushi Kruta. See, earth is not, what do you say? Yes, still we have good areas like Punya Bhumi, like Bharat, where earth is still Punyogandha Prithivyam cha, says Bhagavan. But Kalushi Kruta, most of the times, what? Even though we say she is our Bhumi Mataram, Mata and all, what do? We corrupt her, we spoil her. We spoil her with our 1, we spoil her with our 2 at the minimum. At 1 and 2, all of us are releasing continuously. So, even though you got a child, you will be spoiled by those children only. In a way, that is the shapa given to Prithvi. Not about Kaartikeya alone. All of us are her children, right? We all say we are all children of Bhumi Mata, and that's why we call her mother. But we spoil her only, starting with 1 and 2 daily, at least once, several times. Poor mother, right? Because of the shapa from Uma. So, Putra Krutam Pritim Mat Krodha Kalushi Kruta Durmedhe. She didn't intend, but in the anger, that's how one shouts, one curses. So Durmedhe, you only thought about it, as if you thought about it. Durmedhe, Mama Putram Anichati. So you will not be liking my child. You will not be bearing or liking my child. That means you will return back my child. Tan Sarvan Vriditan Drishtva.
Tan Sarvan Vriditan Drishtva.
Suran Surapatistada.
Suran Surapatistada.
Gamanayopachakrama.
Gamanayopachakrama.
Disham Varuna Palitam.
Disham Varuna Palitam.
So Tan Sarvan Vriditan Drishtva. Tan Sarvan Vriditan Suran Drishtva. All the gods are now, shyful, embarrassed, and sort of guilty. Tan sarvan drishtva, looking at all of them, Surapatihi, Maheshwara. Then, Gamanaya, he upachakrama, he has decided to move away from there, or to go away from there. Disham, in that direction. Varuna palitam disham is pratichim prati. Varuna is the dikpalaka of Pratichi, which is Paschima, to the west. So Maheshwara then decided to go to west. He thought, hey, now we need to go and, now I need to go and, give some gyan to west also. So he thought he will go to west, which means to the west of the Himalayas. Sagatva tapa atishtat.
Sagatva tapa atishtat.
Parshve tasyottare girehi.
Parshve tasyottare girehi.
Himavat prabhave shrunge.
Himavat prabhave shrunge.
Sahadevya maheshwaraha.
Sahadevya maheshwaraha.
So Maheshwaraha, Saha Maheshwaraha, Saha Devya Saha, along with Devi Uma, Himavat Prabhave Shrunge, Tasya Parshve, of where he was originally in the Himalayas, Tasya Parshve, he went to the west, we said, right? So let us say west is us here. So Himalayas, to the west of Himalayas, again, Himavat Prabhave Shrunge, in another peak of Himavat Prabhava, born of Himavan only, of another such Alps or whatever mountain, right? He went there and Tapa Atishtat. So he established himself into doing tapas now. Okay, all gods wanted something, I gave enough, I'm going back to my tapas. And of course, Devi is Pativrata, so she also joins him, and both of them go towards the western mountains of Himalayas and start doing tapas there. Eshate vistaro Rama.
Eshate vistaro Rama.
Shailaputriya niveditaha.
Shailaputriya niveditaha.
Gangayah prabhavam chaiva.
Gangayah prabhavam chaiva.
Shrunume saha Lakshmanaha.
Shrunume saha Lakshmanaha.
Esha, this story, Vistaraha, I have told you in detail, Rama, Shailaputriyaha, of the Shaila Putris, of her, I have told you, Niveditaha, Gangayaha, Prabhavam cha eva, of both Uma and Ganga, I have told you in detail in 2 sargas, Saha Lakshmanaha, Shrunume Saha Lakshmanaha, here you have heard me, or hear me. Te tubhyam maya niveditaha Gangayaha api prabhavam me mattaha eva shrunu. So listen to, I told you about Uma's story so far. Now Ganga's prabhavam, the birth of Ganga and all, also listen to me. What does that mean? Which means listen to me in the next sarga, is what is being told. So that means all of you remember and come for next Saturday also. Ityarshe Srimad Ramayane
Srimad Ramayane
Valmikiye
Valmikiye
Adikavye
Adikave
Balakande
Balakande
Shatrimshas Sargah
Sargah